Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here by Cassius. This is gonna be a two-part video because I feel like it's gonna be very long if I leave it at its original content, and some people might be only interested in one part than the other. So for that, I'm gonna break it up into two parts. So part one, I'm gonna be talking about my pretty much final update 1 year later of review of my, not mine, but my clients' Wow African Italian Virgin Indian hair, our unit that we had initially made. If you guys didn't see my original review that I made for this hair, I'm going to leave the links in the description box below. Even though that video might be somewhat recently posted, keep in mind that video was a year ago. So we did purchase this hair back in December of 2016, so it's almost going to be a year. So pretty much at this point I feel like whatever you're gonna get, you're gonna get. It's going to be this way forever. So initially when we made the unit, we used 2 bundles of 14-inch as well as a 14-inch 360 lace closure. It was a lot of hair for her to handle. Keep in mind that she was a first time weave or a wig wearer, so it was a lot of hair, and it probably still is a lot of hair for her to maintain. So she had asked me to remove one of the bundles. I did that, and how I was able to accomplish that was, you know that most, if not all, wefts come double wefted already. You know, pretty much, you know, the tracks, they normally come, you know, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it normally comes where it's like 2 tracks already sewn or glued together, whatever method that these companies use. And what I did was I took a razor blade, went in between the 2 tracks and split it open, removing or cutting away at the glue or the thread that held them together to create just a single track. And then I went ahead and I constructed the unit over again. What that left me with was a more natural density for her, which she's happy with. And that's, yeah, pretty much what and I opted to split it instead of, I know some of you guys might be thinking, why didn't I just, you know, space the tracks further apart? And the reason why I'm going to tell you right now why I chose to split it was because I didn't want to space the tracks far apart in the event that if the wind blew or something of that sort, or she decides to bend over to pick something and the hair decides to part open, that you would see spaces and tracks. If you understand what I'm saying, you know, if she decides to comb it off to the front, I don't want her to be able to see her tracks going up. So with me splitting it, I was able to stitch the tracks close together, like pretty much almost on top of each other like this. And that way it gives me a nice fuller look in the root, and it flows easier. And if I do decide to layer it, it won't have holes or gaps, or I won't see a step ladder effect, if you get what I'm saying. So that is why I opted to do it that way, and I kind of like the turnout of it. So now for pros and cons. So con, the 360 frontal still sheds, and sheds a lot, and it sheds mostly when I'm washing it. When it's dry, it's fine. I don't get any shedding. If I'm styling it, perhaps I may get 1 or 2, a few strands here or there, but nothing to complain about. But when it wets, when I'm washing it, let me tell you, this thing sheds in clumps. And I'm pretty surprised there is no bald spots in the hair. Although I will say that shedding has led to having the 360 looking a little bit more natural. It's not as puffy as it was before, and the parting space just naturally came out perfectly. So I'm okay with that, the fact that it sheds it is. I'm just hoping that it doesn't shed anymore from this point on, even though a year later it still sheds. But keep in mind, she didn't wear this every day because we had made other units that she kind of switched off from. So this wasn't something that she was wearing for the past few months now. So keep that in mind. And also, if you guys do watch the last video, I did say I had to bleach these knots twice, which could have led to why it sheds so much. So I'm gonna say some of it is my user error, but in my defense, the knots did not bleach, you know, to my liking the first time. Some of the knots were still black and it was very orange. So that's why I went and bleached it again. And I did use Olaplex, so also keep that in mind. And Olaplex, if you guys don't know, is a bond multiplier, which helps to keep the integrity of the hair while you're damaging it, essentially. So another con to it is the wefts. All of the wefts did not shed, and it doesn't shed really. I'm gonna show you. You see how it's thick from here and it gets thin towards the end? That's the problem I'm having. And because it does that, it leaves the ends of the hair looking like broken hair. Like it's just, you know, like when some girls you see and they walk around and they just want to swing their hair. And even though it's like nice and full hair, they got like a few strands that they're trying to hold on to because they want to still say they got 16 inches of hair when it's only 2 strands of hair that's coming down here to 16 inches. That's what it's giving me. And I don't like that. I'm going to show you in a minute. Do you see what I'm talking about? How it has that very thin appearance at the bottom. In order for her, or in order for me to feel comfortable with her wearing this, I would have to go ahead and chop off this much. So from the 14 inches that we initially purchased, now she's going to be left with a 10 to 12 inch hair. Though she says she doesn't mind if it's shorter, to me, I feel like we should get what we pay for. If I pay for 14 inches of hair, I want a full thick 14 inches of hair. I don't want the 14 inches to come down because 2 strands of hair hit that 14-inch mark. That ain't right. So Wild African, I'm gonna need you guys to kind of step up your game on that. You know, please do. So another pro to this hair is it does hold a curl pretty well and it does flat iron pretty well. So I'm going to leave a picture somewhere of what the natural texture looks like when it is in its natural state. Or you guys can always click back to my previous video of what it looked like. But this is, and I did this on purpose where I only pretty much flat iron one side for you guys to show you what it looks like. As you can see, it still maintains that texture like that, you know, mimics that black girl. I just got my hair pressed texture, or I'm a natural girl and I got my hair flat iron texture. That's that texture that it's giving you. And then on this side, I decided to put some wand curls in there. Excuse me. These wand curls were done about 2 days ago, and it did fall some, but it didn't fall a whole lot. And you know, I finger comb them out and it's pretty much what we have. So it does hold a curl very nicely, I will say. So that is a pro for me. So just a quick rundown. Con for me is that it's still shedding, just the 360. The wefts are fine, no shedding from the wefts. And also the tangling in the back of her neck. Those are my only cons. A pro for me, it colors nicely. As you guys can tell from just the little face frame right here, how it's a little bit lighter. It does color nicely, although the hair did not lift up to like a platinum blonde. It kind of gave me up to like maybe a number 27, and I was okay with pushing it there. If I pushed it any further, I don't know how the hair would break off or not. So, but the hair did lift nicely and it did color nicely because this initially was colored jet black. And also it curls and it straightens beautifully as well. I don't really get that much tangling, like I said, from it right now. And also it doesn't shed. So those are my pros. And that leaves me with the final review of this hair, pretty much the 1 year update of this hair. And I will still recommend you guys purchasing this hair. And I would again purchase this 360 just to kind of see if it was I'm the one to totally blame for the shedding of the frontal, or if Wild African is partly to blame. I would purchase it again just to to see if it is, but for this time, I'm going to kind of take the blame and say the shedding is on me. So all in all, love the hair, and the customer service from the company is exceptionally great. So I would recommend you guys purchasing this. And that is my final thoughts. If you guys are not subscribed, I encourage you to, and also click the notification button. If you guys are also interested in finding out how I removed the black box dye from this hair, go ahead and click to watch part 2. But all in all, that is my final thoughts on this hair, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.